Hey, this is Saflevari from LickNRiff.com, and it's time for another viewer request. And in this video we're going to learn a fingerstyle arrangement made especially for you guys and girls of Can't Help Falling in Love. First I'm going to play it for you, and then we're going to break it down lick by lick with tabs and everything. So it goes like this. Enjoy. Alright, so the verse is pretty much the four-chord song. It's C, G, A minor, and F. C, G, A minor, and F. Now, the chorus is kind of a blues transition, a minor blues. It's not a blues per se, but it's kind of a minor blues-inspired chorus. So it's E minor, A7, D minor, there's G as well, and there's this chord. Okay? Now I played it like this with my thumb because I find it more comfortable to play, but you know, the traditional way is playing it like this. This is B7. Okay, it's just B7. This is the 7th note of the chord instead of playing it like this. Because this is kind of a, I don't know, it's too strong of a voicing, and this is kind of a softer voicing, a little bit softer. So you can use both. I'm going to show you both options. I prefer this B7. So we're going to talk about everything later. Let's start. The verse starts with C. Now we're going to learn this by learning the melody and the chords first. After we're done learning the entire melody, including the chords, we're going to talk about rhythm. We're going to talk about how to play this with rhythm and how to employ different rhythmic patterns into the chords you're playing. Okay, so the first chord is C. Now, the melody note is the second string on one, the C note. So you can either play the chord right now or just play both C notes, the C bass, 3 on the A string, and the C note. Okay? This is your basic melody and harmony. Okay? Even though technically it's not a harmony because it's the same note. So there's no chord here unless you pick the chord. Then you play G over B. G over B, if this is G, but you don't play the G note, you start from the B note, then it's G over B. It's that simple. So the second melody, note, and harmony is this. 3 on the E string and 2 on the A string. Now again, you can play the chord. And then A minor. Now, you play the A bass, the A string, and again the C note, 1 on the second string. Okay, so you get this: C, G over B, A minor. Okay? Or with chords. And then you can play A minor over G. Just as a transition into the next melody line. You don't have to play A minor over G, but you can. Okay? A minor over G is just A minor with your pinky on the G bass, on 3 on the E bass string. So the next melody is this: 3 on the second string, open first string. Then you put on F, and if you want to pick the melody and the bass note, pick both E strings, both on 1, or you can pick the chord. So, and then C again. This time the melody note is the E string. Then G. You can put it like this as long as you have the D note, 3 on the second string. That's the melody. Okay? So it's F, C, and G. Then open G string, and then F again, but this time the melody note is 2 on the G string. Okay, so it's this, or the chord. And then G, this time the melody note is the open second string. And then A minor again, the melody note is 1 on the second string. Okay, so you have F, G, A minor, and then I do this. Okay, just a nice classical type transition. You can do this. Okay, G over B into C. Or you can do what I do and do this. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do both. The simple version is this: G over B, this time with the D note, 3 on the second string, and 2 on the A bass. Then 0, 1 on the E string. Okay, so do this with your pinky so you have the first finger free. Instead of this, I mean. So then C, the melody note is the open E string. So now if you want the more complex version, I say complex because it's not that complex. It's just G over B, you play the B bass and the D note. Then 3 on the A bass with an open E string. Okay, outlining a C chord. Then 1 on the E string with the D bass. Okay, the 4th string, outlining a D minor chord, and then C. Okay, so you just added 2 more bass notes. It's 2, 3 on A, open D, then C again. So it's okay. And then G over B again. Same chord, 3 on the second string, 2 on the 5th string. Then the final chord of the verse, C, just like you started. 2nd and 5th strings on 1 and 3. Okay? So it's all triplets of chords. So it's C, G over B, A minor. Sorry, again, without picking the rhythm, just showing you the melody. We're saving the rhythm for after we learn the melody. So A minor, G bass if you want, then F, C, G, F, G, A minor, G over B, C, G over B, C. Okay, now for the chorus, and then the rhythm. Chorus starts with E minor, and you play second string with the sixth string, and then the open E string. So second string, first string, and you can harmonize with the chord. Yeah. Then 3 on E, right? Then 7 on the E string. So, and then you put on this B7, okay, or this. Now it's this shape. First finger, third finger, pinky on 5, 7, and 8 on the first, second, and third strings respectively. Okay, with 7 on the E bass. So this is B7. 5, 7, 8, 7. Okay, if you want, you can play it with your thumb. So, and you do that 3 times. Now I told you I'm going to tell you how to play this. Now, I find this a very tight chord, while this has a bit more breathing space. So I don't really like this, but you can play it. B7 is bar on 7, shaped like E. Take the pinky off, put it on 10 on the second string, and just play the bass with the second string, or strings 2, 3, 4, and 6. Or 2, 3, and 6. If you want a lean sound. But that's kind of a, I told you, it's too strong of a chord for this, such a mellow piece. So you'd want to practice this. This is a really good shape to know. The more chord shapes you know, the more versatile your playing becomes. So just work a little bit harder and play this. So 3 times. Again, you can slide. And then 3 on the E string with E minor, so you can put these fingers on, you can just play strings 1, 2, 3, and 6, and then play the E string again. And then 2 G notes again, but this time the second G note comes as the 7th note of an A7 chord. So 2 on the second string, 2 on the 4th string, and you play strings 1, and then 1, 2, 3, and 5. Then open E string, then D minor. Okay, the melody note here is 1 on the E string. Then G, or G7 if you want. That's your choice to make. G7, G here is 3 on the second string, 3 on the bass, and you know the rest is up to you. And 1 on the E string makes this a G7. So if you want to keep the 7th sound to make kind of a stronger transition into C, make this a G7. If not, if you want to keep it mellow, play G. Just don't play the E string. Okay, so it will be instead of something like this. Again, whatever sounds good to you. So E minor, B7, 3 times. E minor with a high G note, A7 with the high 7th note, again the G note, E string, D minor, G, or G7, and you're back to to the verse. Great. Now that we're finished, we can learn the rhythm. But before we do that, I just want to remind you that if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, because there's a ton of free lessons here for you to learn. So why not just click subscribe and join the community. Also, after we're finished with this, go download the tab from the website. The link is in the description. The tabs are for free, of course. Everything on LickNRiff is for free, but if you want to give something back, there is a donation button on the channel. Everything goes right back into making these lessons, into working on them, perfecting them, practicing them, filming them, uploading them, editing it. It all takes time and work, so if you want to help out, I'd be more than grateful. So, the rhythm. The rhythm here is it's just 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6, or 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, whatever is easier for you to count. And counting is just the first step. You have to feel it. You have to feel the rhythm. So if you feel the 6/8, the 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6, then count to 6. If you feel 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and it helps you to think of each strong beat as 1, then count to 3. Whichever helps you feel the beat better. Now, there are many ways to pick it. You can start by arpeggiating the notes of the chords. Arpeggiating is just taking notes out of the chords in any sequence you want. For example, up and down the guitar, or the opposite way, or just taking notes out of the chord in a random sequence. That's also an arpeggio. Now, you play the melody note. The melody here is really easy. You can use the rest of the time to just pick notes out of the chord in timing, okay, in time, just to keep the beat, to keep the rhythm. You don't have to pick notes all the time. You can stop every now and then, just to give a different feel of the song. See? Play with it. Play around with it. This is a simple enough melody to really play with and have a lot of fun with, because you can pick it differently every time you play it. Now, another way is to just pick the chords themselves. The third way, of course, would be to arpeggiate at times and pick the chords at times. That was bad. See? Just mixing chords and arpeggios. Okay? Just let your ears guide you. Try to hear what you want to play. Or listen to what you're playing and build up on that. Now, another thing I can tell you is that you can change the accentuation on the notes. Now, you can think of this as foreground and background. The melody is always on the foreground. The rest of the chord is on the background. So you pick the melody a little bit stronger, then you pick the chord notes. And that creates dynamics, like this. Okay, now this was exaggerated. I was trying to show you the difference in volume. And dynamics is pretty much the most important thing for a player, because what good is it if you play all the right notes but you have no feeling? And dynamics is what creates the feeling. Now, in what I played just now, there wasn't that much of a feeling, because I tried to show you technically what a difference in volume sounds like. But if you really get into it, then you accentuate some chords and some notes, and that creates the dynamics. Again, don't go about it all technically. Don't go about it mechanically. Just play it. Just play it and have fun, and try to listen where you want to accentuate. Why am I playing this? I was trying to show you different examples while playing this. Also in the chorus. Okay, now this was a little bit exaggerated, so let's play it a little bit more mellow. See, that's just another example. You see, I'm mixing different notes together, different picking patterns together, picking the chords at times, just for accentuation purposes and dynamic purposes. And I also stop at times just to accentuate the beat and the rhythm. Again, you have to get to a point where you don't think about it, you just listen to what you're playing, and you let your fingers do their thing while you supervise them and just say, oh, now I can stop, and then you stop. But just let your fingers try out different patterns and see how it sounds like. If you like it, play it again. If you don't, play something different. That's all there is to it. So, I'll see you in the next lesson. Subscribe to my channel, go download the tab, donate something if you wish to, and enjoy, have fun, get this under your fingers. Make your own arrangement of this by using everything I just taught you, and have patience. It pays off. Alright, so I'll let you go, man. Bye.